Hello and welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. So today we're going to be thinking about negative numbers and particularly in regards to the real life situation when we would use them, which is measuring the temperature. So the aim of this lesson is to count backwards through 0 in the context of temperature, and your success criteria today will be that you've achieved success if you can count through 0 in intervals greater than 1 and you can solve temperature problems involving negative numbers. So for this part of the lesson, you will need to have a pencil and a scrap piece of paper. So you're going to be given some numbers as soon as you click on the timer, and you need to put them in the correct order. Remember that a minus number or a negative number looks like it has a minus sign in front of it, and they are all smaller than 0. Have a go. Your time's up, so let's have a look and see how you got on. So this is the correct order, the smallest number being -17 and the largest or the highest number being 20, and you can see 0 there in the number sequence. So we're going to have a go with some different numbers. So have a try, you'll have a minute again. So use your scrap paper, remembering that the negative numbers have a minus sign at the front and they are all smaller than 0. Good luck. Okay, so your time's up. So have a look and see how you've done. Do some self-assessment for me. So this number sequence doesn't actually have the number 0 in it. However, we have got the number 1, and we can see that -4, -4, -6 and -18 is the lowest number, and 13 is the highest number. So when we're thinking about how cold something is, you would use the thermometer to measure the temperature. So the unit used to measure the temperature is in degrees Celsius. So water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius and it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So what is the temperature on this thermometer? So if you have a look and follow the red line, you can see that the temperature is -2 or -2 degrees Celsius, as you can see by the unit that is after the -2. So how cold is it? We need to read the scale carefully. Remember to have a look at the scale, the same success criteria we've used when reading scales in the past, and you can see that it's counting in integers of 1, and the temperature it shows is at -3 degrees Celsius. So we're also going to be looking at some different scales, so not just counting in integers of 1. So we need to have a look and see what integers or scales that the thermometers are counting in. You can do that by looking at the numbers up the side and seeing if you can do any pattern spotting to see if you can spot any of those numbers that you recognise from multiplication tables. So what are the temperatures? Let's have a look. We've got -2 degrees Celsius. We've got 5 degrees Celsius, -10 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius. Let's have a look at some more scales. Now, what happens if the temperature is shown is between 2 different increments? So we don't know exactly where the line ends. If it's halfway between, so the temperature will be exactly halfway between those 2 increments. So halfway between -10 degrees Celsius and -20 degrees Celsius is 15 degrees Celsius. So let's have a look and see what these thermometers are showing, what temperature they're showing. If we look at the first thermometer, we can see that the temperature is between -20 degrees Celsius and -30 degrees Celsius. So it shows minus 25 degrees Celsius. If we have a look at the second thermometer, it's between 0 and minus 20. Minus 10 degrees Celsius is halfway between 0 and minus 20. On the third thermometer, if we have a look, it's counting in increments of 50. It's halfway between 0 and minus 50, and that number is minus 25. And if we have a look at the final thermometer, it's counting in increments of 100. It's between 0 and 100, so the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. So let's have a look at some thermometers and different scales, and we will look and work to solve these problems out. We can't be working in partners today though, because we're working from home. So on Monday it was minus 10 degrees Celsius. Today is Tuesday and it's minus 5 degrees Celsius. Which day's temperature is colder? If you have a look at the thermometers, you can see that the colder temperature, the lowest number, is minus 10 degrees Celsius. So the temperature is colder on Monday. So on Saturday, the temperature was minus 5 degrees Celsius overnight and minus 1 degree Celsius in the daytime. So how many degrees Celsius warmer was it in the daytime? So you can look at the thermometer and you can use it just like you would a number line and count on. Just because it is set in a different way doesn't make it any different to a number line that we have used in class. So it is 4 degrees warmer in the daytime. If you have a look at thermometer 1, you can see how you've counted on from minus 5 to minus 1, and it's 4 degrees warmer. So which city is warmer? We've got Sheffield or London. Let's have a look. So the temperature in London is showing as minus 2 degrees Celsius, and the temperature in Sheffield is showing as minus 4 degrees Celsius. Therefore, it is warmer in London because minus 2 degrees Celsius is warmer than minus 4 degrees Celsius. Minus 4 degrees Celsius is further away than 0 than minus 2 degrees Celsius. So if you have a look on Dojo, there will be some worksheets to complete. You can work your way through them, start at the beginning, and if you find that you're finding them easy, feel free to scoot through and move on to the next one. I look forward to seeing the work you've produced.